Well, hello everybody. This is Dr. Troy Dukowitz of the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. Today's topic is this: sometimes shit just happens. So I am coming off the heels of 2 days of what has been just some crazy travel. I was just in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I was speaking at a program called Parker Seminars. And my trip out would find me having 3 different delays getting me to Las Vegas. And my trip home, quite frankly, as of this recording this evening, I have no idea how many delays I have had today. But I know that they are anywhere from, I would say, about 3 to 5 different delays that I have had on getting me home. To give you reference, I left at 12:30 this afternoon. I left the hotel. It is now 11:54 p.m. on Saturday night. So you can tell this has been a very long day of travel. And what's interesting about this is that, I'm not the only one affected by delays, right? And so I get to the airport in Dallas-Fort Worth, and there are literally lines and lines of people who have had flights canceled and rescheduled, and they're missing flights, and it's really just a lot of mayhem and chaos going on when I got to the airport. And I was sitting at a table with who would be some other passengers on the very flight that I'm taking home this evening. And we were at our 3rd delay, I believe, and this would be my 3rd gate change, and for them it was their 5th gate change. And we're sitting around talking, and they're a little irritable, but kind of laughing it off, or at least trying to laugh it off. Well, as we're sitting there, we watch a group of people who are waiting to get on a flight to go to Chicago from Dallas. And these people are just at their wits' end. You can tell they're frustrated, they're aggravated. They all had confirmed seats on a flight that, well, they didn't have enough seats for. And so they would then get shipped off to another plane. And what I find interesting in this situation is that, oftentimes people just get irate. They just get belligerent, and they cause a scene in these types of scenarios. And ultimately, at the end of the day, when there's nothing that somebody can do, there's nothing that somebody can do. And so what they end up becoming is the energy vampires of the group. They become the person who is bitching and moaning, acting like they're the only ones who are affected by this alteration in travel plans. Now look, I've been there before. I've been on the side of running late for something and not being able to make it home in time. I've been there. I understand the feelings. What I also know is that I can only do something about what I can do something about. In other words, me complaining to them about getting me on a flight that is already full, chances are not going to work. Me yelling at them and being upset with them is not going to change anything. Me becoming the instigator of negative energy within a group of people who are already upset can only create more negativity. It is not going to change the situation. Now, I learned this long ago, that is not the way that we handle challenges. And as I have traveled many miles over the years, I have come to learn that there is only one thing that I can truly do in those situations, and that is find my victory. What's going to be my win? Would I like to be home earlier tonight? I did not have a plan of getting home at about 12:30 on Saturday night. My boys are already in bed, and my wife and I thought we would be able to spend some time together from about 10:30, 11 o'clock on. I'm now getting home an hour and a half later. She will, chances are, be asleep. So it's not the optimum way that I wanted it to go. But what I realized, what we all know in life, is that sometimes shit happens. There are just situations that are out of our control. But yet we still have control. We have control in our responses. We have control in what we do and what we choose to do as a result of it. As cliche as it may sound, it's not what matters that happens, it's how you respond to what happens that will make the difference. To be an energy vampire, to be the negative Nelly of the group, and create other people to get more upset than they already are, well, is that really the theme of leadership that you want to live in life? Or do you want to be the person that finds a way to maybe create a little lightness in the stressful situation? Do you want to be the person that finds the light at the end of the tunnel? Do you want to be the person who finds a way to produce in light of the chaos? You see, one is going to continue to move you in the direction of what it is that you want to accomplish in the life, and the other one is going to move you away from it. Why? Because that negativity is just only going to propel you to, in this situation, go wait for another flight that may just not go your way. Or it finally does go your way, and guess what? You still end up at home. No, it might not have been on the timeline that you wanted to, but chances are, for most of those people, they're in their beds tonight. And if they're not, if they're sitting in a hotel, which was a very, very serious possibility for me, that I would have had to stay overnight in Dallas in a hotel, at which point I would have done the following. Ordered room service, got some work done, watched a movie, and got a good night's sleep. That's it. End of story. I would have made sure, like I have done anyway, that when I walk into my house this evening, my week is already planned, as I have already done my schedule for the week. I've already reviewed my last week and projected where I want to go this next week. I've already done work that I would do typically on a Sunday morning before everybody in the house gets up. I'm ready to play. Why? Because I chose differently. I chose not to sit and complain and bitch and moan. I chose not to be upset about a situation that was going to find me getting home later than I had originally planned. I chose to be productive. And if you want to produce in life, if you want more in life, then you take these situations where essentially you feel like life is giving you lemons, and you find a way to make some freaking lemonade. You find a way to produce in those moments when you want to just throw your hands up and maybe even join the crowd. Now, what does this mean for you in terms of an exercise? Because you know I love to give you assignments. Ultimately, it means taking a look at your life over the course of the last week or 2 weeks. Where is it that you've gotten upset in a situation that ultimately was out of your control? And how did you react? How did you respond? Did you allow the situation to take you down that path of being negative Nelly or downer Debbie? Or did you find a way to take the situation and use it as power to fuel you and give you energy to produce and win that day? Every single day, these types of situations will pop up. And every single day, you and I have choices. If we start to make choices to go for the win, find what your win will be. What's going to happen is you're going to start stacking wins. And over a course of time, those wins are going to create the victory you've been looking for. Whether it's in body, being, balance, business, or all of them, it will happen as a result of you changing your mindset around those stressful times. So take a look today at a situation in your life where you maybe have responded with the negative Nelly team, where you could have chose differently and had a victory that day. Instead, you chose to let it affect you in a negative way, affecting you, people around you, maybe clients, who knows? Now, what would you do differently next time? Keep track of that. Focus on that. Because you and I both know that there will be a challenge sometime in the next 24, 48, 72 hours where guess what? Shit's just going to happen. And we've got to respond differently if we want different results. That's all I've got for you here today. Hey, if you haven't already, please head on over to iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher, and do what? You know what I want you to do? Please subscribe, rate, and or review this podcast, and forward it. Pass it along to people who you think could deal with. Can they handle me? People you think could benefit from the daily fire I deliver here, Monday through Friday. And also, if you haven't already, head on over to commitandgo.com. We've got a beautiful site over there, and I'm giving away my free time mastery program. This is an 8-module course that's going to help you to maximize and optimize your time throughout the course of a week, helping you to move closer to your goals, saying no to distractions, and yes to you. Because after all, aren't you worth it? That's all I've got for you here today. Hey, I am Dr. Troy Dukwitz. This has been the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and